clean air, ventilation, filtration, all has a massive part to play.
In 2023, we recorded a senior Labour politician speaking honestly about COVID. His name is Andrew Gwynn, and he's now in charge of public health and prevention. His job is to protect us from COVID. So why isn't he? Before he came into power, he knew how COVID spreads.
Labour is committed to a new Clean Air Act, and it will be one of the first things that we want to do.
He knows it's spread through the air we breathe.
By opening windows regularly throughout the day, you can remove the infected particles that are lingering in the air so people can't breathe them in.
The latest WHO guidance says it's airborne. The government's website says it's airborne.
The main route is airborne transmission.
And the experts at the COVID inquiry said it's airborne.
Predominantly by an airborne route.
Right.
The bulk of it, over 80%, is in the small aerosols.
It was defined as aerosol transmitted from the very moment it came into the country.
Does UXA now accept that COVID is transmitted via the airborne route, potentially as well as other routes?
Yes, and I think that's clear in our documentation.
He knows we need to breathe clean air.
I think that public buildings need to have good ventilation and clean air filtration systems. And we're not just talking about schools and colleges, we are also talking about community centres, leisure centres, anywhere that the public meets and gathers really ought to have that.
He knows why we should be protected.
Even with a sniffle and a sore throat, you can get debilitating long COVID symptoms forevermore.
So, he knows COVID spreads in the air like smoke. He knows it's still infecting, disabling and killing us. And he knows we can easily prevent it. So why isn't he educating the public and healthcare workers? Why isn't he preventing infections in hospitals and schools? Andrew Gwynn has the power and responsibility to protect us from COVID. So what's stopping him?